China's biggest city, Shanghai, remains eerily empty. 26 million people under a massive COVID lockdown, relying on government deliveries, and anger is soaring. Social media showing videos of protests over food and medicine, a supermarket ransacked. At a building where residents have been locked down for 2 weeks, they shout, "We only want supplies. Why are you beating people?" At night, the echoes of people crying out from their windows for help. With the Omicron variant surging here, China is tightening its strict zero COVID rules to contain what is now the country's worst outbreak ever. Tens of thousands of asymptomatic people being corralled into mass quarantine centers. In some cases, children have been separated from their parents, triggering public outcry. American Josh Vaughn got swept up in the dragnet. He's trying to keep his business going from a hospital.
This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
2 years into the pandemic, there is no easing up on zero COVID here. Robots patrol some streets, reminding people to wear masks.
Here in Beijing, even when there's one case, an entire neighborhood is blocked off. You can see deliveries are passed through a window.
In Shanghai, drones tell people to stay home. Control your soul's desire for freedom, it says, as more cities double down with restrictions.
The economy is taking a hit, too. Shanghai is a major trade hub. The port is one of the biggest in the world, and there are hundreds of cargo ships that haven't been able to dock. Add to that factories have had to close down under zero COVID, and there are real concerns about the ripple effect this lockdown is going to have on the global supply chain.
Yeah.
Hoda?
All right, Janice Mackey-Frayer for us. Janice, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel.
这个是真的来叫，好了，终于2万人，
This is real
所有
screaming.
人都在叫，
Everyone's screaming.
要命了！就刚刚5分钟前头，俺叫还没几个了，现在突然之间，所有人都叫了，要死！ 要命了！
If this persists, bad things will happen.
根治
Troubling.
啥么呢？因为所有个人，你都不晓得这个状态到底维持到啥个辰光。我总要拨个标准，或者是讲有一个具体的说法。没，侬讲看，闷了7天，当然屋里向啊，不能出门啊。 不是说不能出小区啊，这不行的，马上弄下就要出事情。
Let's now get you the latest from China. The COVID-19 outbreak in the city of Shanghai, the financial capital, has now reported more than 22,000 new cases in 24 hours. And China has put the city under a strict lockdown under its zero COVID tolerance policy. Horrifying videos have emerged from Shanghai. They've been making the rounds on social media as well. Residents can be heard screaming from their windows.
就刚刚5分钟前头，俺叫还没几个了，现在突然之间。 所有人都叫了，要死！
Under the strict policy, residents are not allowed to leave their homes even for food.
要命了！再这样弄下去，我跟侬讲，真要出事体了。
The video is from one of the biggest residential compounds in the city. A video circulating on social media shows people yelling from their windows after being confined to their homes for almost a week.
这个状态到底维持到啥个辰光？我总要拨个标准，或者是讲有一个。
And amid all the chaos, the United States has asked all its non-emergency consulate staff and their family members to leave Shanghai, and this order has irked the Foreign Ministry of China, which has once again bashed America for quote-unquote smearing China.
我们对 We express strong dissatisfaction and firm opposition to the US politicizing and instrumentalizing the issue of personnel evacuation. We have lost stern representations with the US side. The US should immediately stop criticizing China's epidemic prevention policy, stop using the epidemic to engage in political manipulation, and stop smearing China.
But it is not just the number of infections that China has to worry about as of now. The city is now facing an acute shortage of food supplies. The government provided food kits, which seemed to be successful in China's first zero-COVID policy. But now, China faces empty supermarket shelves, inadequate delivery of food kits, and overwhelmed commercial services. And one of the reasons for this crisis may be the inconsistent COVID action plans, as rapidly changing strategies would not help delivery services and shops plan in advance. Secondly, well-to-do citizens have started to hoard the food supplies in order to save themselves from hunger. And finally, the desire to keep the city isolated has affected truck services. Drivers are being forced to undergo 2-week quarantines and are demanding a hike in their salary or even refuse to drive down to Shanghai, which has now broken the crucial supply chains. Beyond World is One is now available